And hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of In the Library of Graphic Literature, and this is our cat Loki. And welcome, Wallace.
Yay! This is Loki. Loki is he's probably about 3 years old now.
He's a Burmese mountain lion.
So I guess he rescue. What do you call him? An adoption. We adopted him anyway. And apparently, he had a hard time getting adopted, I guess, because he was a
vicious
black, vicious. Yeah, he's vicious. And a black cat, but yes, a vicious part too.
We have the same birthday.
So so we seen him in a place where in a cat cafe, and he's right up against the window, like buy me, take me. So we took him home and. He's terrorized us ever since, hasn't he? Or he's at least terrorized two of the other cats there, right?
What's your first book there, Wal?
Oh, okay. The first book is X-Men, The Hidden Years. What do you think about that there, Pussycat? Yeah, he seems to like it. It's basically this guy, John Byrne, who done the X-Men when it became famous in the late 70s, early 80s. And he came back and he did another series because the X-Men, they were out of print for a short time in the late 60s, early 70s. And this is supposedly what happened in those years in which, their show was cancelled essentially, right? So it's kind of a neat little series. This guy, like I say, he'd done the X-Men before. And he was one of my favorites, John Byrne, a local lad. Well, not from St. John's, but from Canada. And so yeah, definitely worth it. X-Men, The Hidden Years. First omnibus in a while. It's been should we set him free here?
What's this one you got? Parker Girls.
Oh yes, this one is Parker Girls. This one is really good actually. I was trying to remember, I was surprised because I looked up our last few, because I thought I'd reviewed this, but then I was like, no, I just started to read it. But anyway, Parker Girls, this guy Terry Moore does these books, a lot with the same characters going through them, but they're absolutely fabulous. The artwork is really good, really great line work, and it's done by Abstract
Attack.
Abstract Studios, which is Terry Moore's sort of home studio, I guess, in a way. So, well, his own label of comics, but beautiful artwork. The characters are great. The story, I'm at the last chapter now, but it's been great right up to there. Look, that's my friend.
And how long has it taken you?
Oh God! Well, when I've been on the buses, I've been taking this one because it's nice and light and easy to read. Anyway, Terry Moore's Parker Girls, so worth it. Okay.
Ooh, Venus.
Oh, now this one, when I first found out that.
You might have the lid mount now.
Oh yeah, hang on a sec. Excuse us while
He'll be jumping up over everything.
Yeah.
So this one's by Atlas Comics, Library Number 2, Strange Stories of the Supernatural. We have Venus.
Now, when this first arrived at the comic book store.
Who's it by?
Well, it's mainly by this guy, Bill Everett, who was famous for inventing Namor the Submariner and co-creating Daredevil. And this is some stuff from the 50s and that time back then. But when this came to the comic book store the other day, this is fairly new. I was thinking, oh my God, Venus, this is probably going to have the first 9 or 10 issues in it, which I already have actually in another book, issues 1 to 9. But when they put this out, it was from 10 to 20, I think it is, or something like that. So it's
Goddess of Love and Horror.
So it fits in perfect for those who bought the other book from Marvel years ago. This actually is like a volume 2 to that one. And I guess they assumed that whoever was going to buy this book already had the other one, which was great, because then it was just like, this is all fairly new stuff. I mean, the artwork is is well, they got the ads in it.
Show them, Wallace.
The artwork is kind of, well, it's kind of golden agey, going into the silver age. But some of the art is kind of cool. I always like looking at, and they actually include some of the ads in this. I always like looking at some of the older comics too, especially the ones that carry the ads in them. Let's see, because even what the ads play piano for the first day or don't pay. The ads are hokey. They're obviously somehow inherently dishonest. Let's see what this one is new. Look slimmer, more youthful, reduce your appearance instantly. I mean, come on. Anyway, but so I like seeing that. I mean, look at this. Braziers were advertised. Now, I think the reason for that one was because it's Venus, and I think they figured, okay, this is...
You gotta feature some bosoms.
Yeah, and that was a good way to do it, right? So anyway, Venus, this is number 2. I got number 1... what was number... Adventures into Terror or something like that. So, good to see number 2. I'd like to see number 3, which is supposed to have been out a long time ago. Anyway, and last, I guess this is last for... Yeah, last but not least. Dracula. This is, I guess, an adaptation by...
I'm just going to open it without dropping the page.
By James Tynion.
Is that the page you're on?
Yeah.
And grab your little thingamabobber.
And you know, I'm a Dracula fan, like everyone else. And I picked it up. I just kind of like the art and it looked kind of cool, so I figured I'd buy it. And I've read a bit so far, but it definitely has the spirit of the Bram Stoker novel in it, right?
I think that's what you were.
Oh, but the artwork, not bad. And sorry for crushing your finger. The artwork, not too bad. Who's it? Martin Simmonds. I'm not really totally familiar with. No, still my favorite Dracula is still Marvel did the series Tomb of Dracula in the 70s. And the guy Gene Colan who did it, oh my God, this guy could draw a great man turning into a bat, right? You had to see. He'd be like being really evil, and next thing it'd get all dark and misty, and then next thing foggy, and it'd be swirling around, and he'd be gone, and there'd be a bat. It was so cool. Yeah, like that. So for you Dracula fans out there, not only is this not too bad, and there've been a few other Dracula books here and there, but yeah, check out the Tomb of Dracula. Now this, believe it or not, this is our first show in a month. Now I guess we got to do a few more. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a few more fill-in issues because just the amount of new books. Like it took me a couple of weeks for these to sort of pile up, and this has been a particularly slow year for books. I don't know if this is like finally the after effects of COVID making its way through, but this year it's been dismal. I want to cry. But I think there's actually a couple of books coming out in the next little while. But in the meantime, we've been doing shorts. The Comics Positive shorts where...
He changed the name. Was not my idea.
Yeah, I know.
I protested.
I know. And she protested quite vigorously, too. So, in the end, we agreed not to agree. And, anyway, they're more... I don't know, we do, 3 or 4 a week? And Luna, of course, is the camera person. And the producer, and we're talking about books in this one. This is why I figured instead of doing books in the Comics Positive, save that for single issues, right? So
whatever makes you happy, Wallace.
Yeah, it does. And so basically, I talk about like a single issue in one of these collections that I really like, that type of thing. So it's been kind of fun because some of them are going back, being a walk down memory lane, and we've been getting a lot of views. especially when I post the Jack Kirby ones. But see, I can only do 2 of those a week probably, right? But so yeah, I do try to throw in some popular ones, but I throw in a few obscure ones too, right? This week I got Commandy. There's an Avengers one. Something from Walt Simonson, big old Walt Simonson, one of my favorite artists out there, and so check those out. There's at least 3 or 4 a week.
If you stumble across my YouTube silicate, give it a follow.
Oh yes, of course, yes. I should mention that, of course, too. And
It's a word I made up.
and of course, there's Dennis and I are doing our Thursday comics. We were off for a while for technical issues over the holidays and all that, but now we're back. And also he was in the middle of a big move, so we haven't done one in a week or two. We did one last week, and we're going to do one this week. But geez, I don't. I feel bad for the guy because he's in the middle of a move, and when it comes to moving, especially to people like me who collect these many books.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, when I moved in this house, I swore that this was the last time I was ever going to move these books. Right. So. Because it took months and months. It took me more than 3 months to move the books here. And that was, I'd borrow Dad's car and I'd fill it full of boxes of books. Come up and just, I had a huge stack of them here, right? It was, looked quite impressive at the time. And of course, that was about 10 years ago, and it's more or less grown since then, right? Anyway. We'll see you, I guess, next week, and hopefully I'll have some new comics. If not, we could even do a theme show. We haven't done a good theme show. Well, we got to do a few theme shows anyway, for backup. But definitely check with us next week, and thanks for having us over. Bye. Oh yes, and Loki sends his love. Bye. Meow meow.